Hey guys, so this is the third time I'm running for this position, and I'm actually going to run as an independent candidate. Okay, so like, yeah, I'm not really sure how the rules work here, but I'm like everybody knows I'm not leaving the LPMN, but I think it's a strategic thing, you know, where folks haven't understood enough that we've understood yet. You know what I mean? And so it's just something that I'm gonna do. So yeah, when I'm petitioning, my petition is gonna say I'm an independent candidate, but no love lost. I promise you. Here I am, man. I tell you what, this is, yeah. So I really do appreciate the endorsement, and I will use it however I can. You know what I mean? Where I'm not, how do I put it? Like, I'm still proud to be a libertarian. You know what I mean? I'm here, but it's just as a candidate, as the folks in 44B learn who I am, they're going to learn that I'm an independent person. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, and that's really the most important thing to folks that are voting nowadays. So, and they also still have this ridiculous view of the Libertarian Party, which we're here straightening that out, man. We're not wearing boots on our head and this kind of crap. So I really appreciate everybody coming out, and I appreciate the endorsement, and I will be proud to be a libertarian always. So yeah, I'll answer any questions too. That's my favorite part. Is I don't like just coming up and saying stuff, but this is me, man. So thanks.
So my question is for TJ, once you get into the House, you know, and there's a big group of people, I think one of the things that's forefront on a lot of Minnesotans' mind is the fraud and the corruption at the state level. So what, if you're running as an independent and getting into the seat, what kind of power does your position have, and what are you going to be doing for the fraud in our defense?
Great question, and yeah, that is something that has spiked, just like Nick's charts. You know, the shiny thing is definitely the fraud now, and that is absolutely important. Don't get me wrong; we are all some of the best economic minds are in this room, absolutely. And bringing our troops home is definitely one of my #1 stances. So the fraud thing is, here it goes. If I'm elected as an independent, I get a real great choice of committees that because of the state law. So there is actually a choice of any committee. So absolutely would be into those ones for the finance committee, and that's where Leon Lilly, my former opponent, and hopefully he's not running this year, so that's actually given me another great chance to actually be elected this year. And so that's but anyway, so sticking with the committee thing, that is the biggest thought process of when I'm thinking of how to fight that fraud. Is I think a lot of these folks are getting the kickbacks that we just don't see. You know what I mean? And if I'm able to be in there to force that not one side or the other party vote, man, I think I'll be able to see and expose a lot of this stuff, or actually stop it as it, because they won't be able to do these backroom deals between the two parties that we all know happen. You know what I mean? Where how that all that stuff happens, and if I'm there to bear witness, they'll have a lot less gumption to do it. So I think that's really a great, I think a lot of folks really want that too. And I'm nothing but honest, so that's the other thing, is I can't lie about anything. So.
TJ, how do you feel about federal agents in Minnesota?
Fuck the feds, man. So I honestly, this is a big one, because a lot of our right-wing pals that I get along with really well were like, you know, look at what ICE is doing. And no, like, we all know that the feds have never done anything good in when they're in the local neighborhood. There's never proven to be good one bit. So that's where I stand. So pardon my language, but honestly, that's how passionate I am about that shit. That pissed me off. And it really was sad to see so many of my pals like, well, look at what they're doing. Like, yeah, look at what they're doing. This is not good. Like, any of that stuff really bothers me. So yeah, that I am against the feds coming into our town doing anything, man. The less feds, the better.
Hi. So I'm going to bring things a little closer to home because you are representing your area, North St. Paul area and stuff. So I know one thing that's really important to people, at least in this part, is volunteering. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the volunteering that you've done to help support your community?
Thanks, Anita. That's really awesome. I actually am very active in the North St. Paul food shelf. It's really important. Like it changed my life when I did it for my own reasons. With the first campaign, I did this fundraiser kickball thing, and it was really awesome. And it was like, hey, let me use the food shelf to be an avenue for a fundraiser to get people to know who I am. And then I got to know who they were, and I've been volunteering there a lot. And you really see the impact when the whole the shiny thing was the snap thing, man. And that was really, boom, that really got a whole lot of people involved, including the big corporations like Hy-Vee and Whole Foods, man, Target, the kind of people that we can really hate when we know that they're the folks up top, but they're those kids that are doing the stuff in the background, man. They're the same guys that I work with, or even clients, they call them at the food shelf. So that place has changed a lot of my outlook of what I do on a day-to-day basis, and I think it's really helping me get recognized too. Of the folks back home in North St. Paul have got to see this kind of stuff. So, thanks, Anita.
So, TJ, I have two questions for you. First, and this is for the benefit of the body as well, and it took me years to figure this out. We can endorse candidates and we can nominate candidates. When we nominate candidates, they have the L next to their name on the ballot. When we endorse them, they don't. And there are certain benefits and obligations that come with which one you take. One obligation, if you are a nominated candidate, one who has an L after their name, is you have to pledge that you will not caucus with the Democrats or the Republicans if you are elected. And you might recall, I had you swear to that at the last convention. Okay. As an endorsed candidate, will you make that same commitment not to caucus with the Republicans or the Democrats?
As always, I really do love Chip's institutional knowledge. Man, it is a savior for us. Honestly, Chip and Joey and Eric, killer. And Charles, too, Charlie. Anyways, you guys got nothing to worry about me. I will pledge to, I don't, so I only want to be endorsed, right? Is this what we're talking about? And hell no, I'm not going to caucus with those two parties. That is not ever happening, I promise you. That is not even close. Now, caucus doesn't mean, hey, we're going to go to the gun range together and we're going to have some fun and talk about some liberty things. And maybe, you know, folks that are affiliated with these two parties or whatever, we can have defend the guard rallies with these other two parties. We'll do things like that. I will absolutely coalesce with folks that want to do things that we believe. But no, caucus? Hell no, that's stupid. Thanks.
So my second question, as you know, Drew Roach drafted a bill, the Minor Party Ballot Access Act. If you're elected to the legislature, will you author that bill? And even though it would not benefit you as an independent candidate?
Absolutely. 100%. You know, this, honestly, I think putting the I next to my name on the ballot is only a strategy to get a libertarian actually in the House. You know what I'm saying? Where then some of the stuff that I can be, you know, hopefully I can get better at this public speaking thing or whatever, you know, but talk about things that they don't ever talk about on the House floor or in these committees when it really is important. I try to show up as much as I can to listen to what people have to say and then don't sign up to say what I have to say or don't know exactly if it's the right time. But if I get elected, I'm there and I will have a spot to say These are libertarian values. Actually, here are the values. Guess what? They're libertarian values. These are the Libertarian Party values that everybody else espouses to. Like, I really believe that most Americans do believe the things we do. They have this weird curtain in front of their eyes that believe that, but it's a wasted vote because the lesser of two evils BS. And honestly, when we break that mold, we're really gonna have some movement. So, I really forgot what the original question is, but I think I answered it. Oh yeah, totally. I'm absolutely I love Drew Roach, and I love the way he's supporting us, right? He's a Republican, and honestly, there are a handful of Democrats that do support some of our stuff too, especially the anti-war, especially when Trump is involved, so they would definitely love to oppose it. Weird, but so yes, I will author that bill, and I will probably amend it to say, hey, if you're elected, you just don't have to do the petitioning, you know, maybe something like that, because I think that would be kind of weird, but I think it actually would be fun day, because if I was already elected, I could have a petition day and just have the folks come in and have a day like this or whatever, you know. That's kind of a thing where I feel like I could make fun of it and make it kind of a little arbitrary idiocracy thing. So
TJ, we've seen a lot of expansion of the security state in Minnesota with a lot more security cameras on every corner. Not every corner, but you know, they're all over the place now. And there's even Amazon integrations with people's Ring doorbells and drones and just public security surveillance all over the place. I'm curious to know if you find that to be an issue, and if so, what would you do to change it, or would you endorse that and expand it further?
That is definitely an issue, and you know, my 16-year-old son, when I went and dropped him off the other day, he's like, hey, look, there's a flock camera right here. It's on Viking Avenue, Boulevard, whatever, 65 and Viking, and yeah, that's exactly what that thing is. And I honestly, I don't know what there is what we could do to stop it. It's kind of it's almost like the internet intellectual property, where that shit's out there, man. And guys like you and Nick and the real good nerds that are able to decipher where our privacy begins and ends, man, for real, we have to rely on folks like you, because I talk with Claude a lot. That's my AI guy, and I feel like that Anthropic, man, I feel like, I don't know, are they telling us that they're standing up with their principles? I don't know who to trust. I don't think any of us know who to trust right now. So do your best to keep yourself squared away and protect yourself, man. And yes, I will always try my best to protect your privacy in any committee or anything like that. Like, that is really opened my eyes, man. I'll tell you what, back in early 2000s up until 2020, I was like, I don't got to worry about what you do. If you're not doing anything wrong, who gives a shit? That really was me. And that, man, my eyes have been opened thanks to guys in our party, Brian, and all this stuff that you guys have shown us how important it really is to be involved. And yes, that kind of stuff is something that I don't know enough to say too much about, other than, boy, it's creepy how the Roomba thing, I heard that somebody turned on his Roomba and hacked it, and all of a sudden he saw 11,000 cameras just there in his living room. Like, that's weird. Too weird, but again, I've never had anything to hide. I really haven't. So my life is an open book, but I appreciate yours not being, man. So that's that.
Any other questions for TJ? All right, we got Jason and we got one more.
You guys are the best. There's a few other candidates here too, but I appreciate this.
So TJ, one of my biggest things is defend the guard. Would you push legislation to defend the guard and support that legislation?
Thanks, Jay, for asking the obvious question. And yes, that needs to be on record. If it does, I don't know, but there's a lot of my record. It's top of my website. TJ for MN44B.com. Absolutely. That is the number one issue in my mind that tips the dominoes of the military industrial complex and all the stuff that is important, most important to me. So 100%, Jay.
Okay, so through the past couple of years, politics has kind of evolved into, I know what I've been seeing is kind of like these cheap shots that these politicians make against not only other people that they're in the race for, but people in the community. I want to make sure that liberty is set first, and we're not bashing people or anything like that. I've done a lot of research on you, TJ, and I know you're a man of conviction. So, would you commit to not bashing other people in the community, your opponents, the other side, or anything like that in your campaign?
Thanks, Paul. That's a great question. That's something that growing up, you watch these stupid commercials, man, that it's always just like, that's all it is. Because what is it? It's a lesser of two evils. So all they have is bashing the other side. That's so sickening. And yes, no, I'm not into that. It was a really good eye opener last year when I did the forum with Leon and Peter Fisher. That Leon took out of his 2 minutes, talked about me and my food shelf stuff. You know, that guy really reached out a hand, brought me into the House floor when I was doing some lobbying for Defend the Guard. He brought me in the House floor when it was empty and it was just me and him, and had a great talk with the guy. So I have no intention of bashing anybody, especially in this local race. You know what I mean? I don't know who I'm going to run against if Leon doesn't run. So that will be very interesting to see. But yeah, it's ugly and that's stupid. And I'd hope to change it. That's it. So it's not for me. Thanks.